Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and these are Charter Moms Chats. And today we're really lucky to get to feature a Teacher Tales guest post at sachartermoms.com. And now I get to talk to the teacher himself. So we have Jerrel Williams, and he wears many hats at Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School. And if you click through the link and visit his blog post, you find out that he is a chef, right? He's a coach. He's a teacher, he's a leader, and we're going to get to find out like his journey, how he went from his roots to now being at Shepherd, and hopefully learn more about the community at Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School. So, Jerrel, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So I was really interested to read about your journey. You said you grew up in Coppers Cove, Texas, and then you went to the military, and then culinary school, and then now you're at Shepherd of the Hills. So can you talk more about that journey, kind of how one thing led to another?
Yeah, of course. So I grew up in Coppers Cove, Texas. Um, my dad and my grandpa ended up retiring at Fort Hood. So that's where I grew up most of my life until I was about 21, 22. And then I ventured off, joined the military. Me and my wife actually left. She left a little bit before I did, and then I left right after. And so uh, after the military, I was kind of in a strange place. That transition from military back to civilian life is always a tricky one. But my wife, she finally got me off the couch, and she sent me to tour the culinary school. But as soon as we toured, I fell in love immediately. It was the same type of environment, fast paced, easygoing, and I just fell in love with it. And I was already cooking beforehand, so it was a good way to transition and really find my passion. But while I was going to culinary school, I actually externed here at Shepherd of the Hills. And so that was my introduction into this community right here. And during my time there, I really just fell in love with it. I ended up moving my daughter from public school over to here to Shepherd of the Hills, and we've grown as a family. My daughter's grown as a student, and just her friends and other teachers, they really helped her just learn. And also myself, it kind of got me back to my roots of being family orientated and just being back with the community. And so that was kind of my way to Shepherd of the Hills, and it was an amazing journey.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's amazing. That so many steps along the way. That's one of the things I love about San Antonio is how many people who've served in the military and are now like bringing those skills to the community.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, and that one of the things you mentioned in the post is that as like part of becoming part of the Shepherd community is that you appreciate how like Christian centered the school is. So I was wondering if you could kind of comment on that.
Yeah, it was, again, when I grew up in a religious household, and so it really set the fundamentals and foundations of how I carry myself through my life and through my family. And leaving the military, you kind of get lost a little bit. And when I got back here to Shepherd the Hills, it kind of made me go back to my roots and recognize everything that I was missing out. And so when it came to the school's mission and toward and my personal background, it really brought me back to that connection. And then also, it was a good way for me to introduce my daughter into religion and just having faith and a good guide into how to be a good person and carry yourself. And so, uh, yeah, I mean, I was really appreciative of the people that were here to help implement that back into our lives.
Yeah, yeah. Um, one of the things I appreciate as you shared your story in the blog post, you talked about how like becoming part of the Shepherd community helped you grow professionally, and then it also gives you a platform where you can help the students to grow, right? So it's like
Yeah.
there's leaders at Shepherd who are helping you, and then you also get to be a leader as you're coaching, as you're teaching, as you're in the kitchen to the the young people at Shepherd. So I was wondering if you could comment more on that. Like maybe start with like how Shepherd has helped supported your growth.
So when I got here to Shepherd, I really had a great mentor. Tony Zavala, he was the kitchen manager when I first got here, and he's the one who gave me the opportunity to be an extern here. And he really pushed me into a more professional standing in how to carry myself. You know, I'm just a kid who kind of a big ego on like I can do this, I can do that, but he really helped me hone in on my craft and how to carry myself and conduct myself. So during my first 3 years here at Shepherd, he really helped mold me into uh, those leadership characteristics and the qualities that now that I know how to display them and project them while I'm coaching, while I'm teaching, while I hold a head position here at the school. Um, it just it just really helped his guidance, and he played a very big impact on that. And I'm always grateful to him. Every time I talk to him, it's nothing but joys. And I wouldn't have had that if I didn't get the opportunity to be here. So I love Shepherd for that, and I love him for that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, can you talk more about what you do as a coach? Because I think one of the things I've learned about Shepherd is that there are a lot of different sports that students have the opportunity to participate in, but that depends on, folks like you to do the coaching. And I know just as we were getting set up to do this live stream, like you were just coaching track, right?
Yes. And so if I wasn't cooking, I'm actually working on my degree for kinesiology to become also a coach professionally. And when my daughter transitioned over here to Shepherd, Coach Race and the coaching staff, they really gave me the keys to start coaching those kids at a young age. And then I kept moving and moving forward as my daughter went through the grades. And I finally got to this year, and I'm coaching the older kids, 7th and 8th grade. So it's been a real joy. It's cool. I didn't in my hometown, you didn't really get to play sports until junior high and high school. So when I got here to Shepherd, it was cool to see the sports starting from pre-K and up. So that really was exciting for me because uh, if anybody can teach you patience, it's always the kindergarten, pre-K level. And if you can conduct yourself there, you can conduct yourself greatly with the older kids. So it's super cool to see that sports and opportunity, not only just to have kids in activities, but also that nutritional side and that healthy standard to keep the kids going. I feel like it's a real big point to introduce the kids into this because uh, not a lot of kids get guidance at a young age and know how to conduct it going forward. So that's my biggest connection to the sports here is just to see that guidance.
Yeah, yeah. The sports start at a young age, and so the kids they're learning those lessons, how to conduct themselves and how to be team members. And then you mentioned that it's interrelated between the sports and the physical activity and the nutrition, and you know both sides because you
Yeah.
have this cooking background, right? And like you mentioned in the post about being able to introduce different flavors from around the world, so there's an educational aspect to the food.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was cool. So, we have a very good diversity through the menu set here at the school. It was very important for me to introduce kids to new cuisines because we get so comfortable with our comfort foods and the easy foods. And so when the kids get to explore the menu here and see all the different colors, the different flavors, it's important because, we're in a different age where people have more opportunity to travel and explore different households and different cultures. So for the kids to get introduced to that here at Shepherd, I feel like it'll play an important impact as they move forward because they'll go to a place one day and they'll be like, you know what, I actually have tried that. I actually did research and I did learn that this was this customs or people do this because it's a religious thing or just this is how they show appreciation for their background or their culture where they're coming from. So it's pretty cool to introduce that here.
Yeah, yeah. I think people maybe think of the kitchen as like it's just a way to deliver food to the kids, but you're showing there's so much more to it it's part of their health and it's also part of expanding their horizons.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's very important because America is a melting pot. There's not just one person here, so it's good to explore and keep everybody united and on a good front. And that'll play, like I said, it'll be important as the kids move forward in life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I appreciate in the post you talk about from your perspective as a dad, right? You've mentioned your daughter, becoming a student at Shepherd, and that you realize like how many extracurricular activities students get to do, but also the strong academics, and that this is putting her on a path to be ready for college. So I was wondering if you could kind of talk about like how it's like the best of both worlds, like the academic strength, but also the activities.
Yeah, yeah. I love the structure here at the school and how much they push the kids. My daughter, you know, she leaving the school that she started off with and coming here to Shepherd, it just elevated her to different grade levels. I mean, she's reading chapter books easy and um, just picking up on so much research and knowledge. I mean, me at that age, I could only I'm jealous. She's just open to so many horizons here, and it's cool to be able to have an intellectual conversation with my daughter at such an early age. I can only chalk that up and give appreciation to Shepherd for installing that into her and driving her to push herself to learn, to want to know more. I was talking to my wife yesterday. People and the kids here at Shepherd, they don't get they don't get upset about having to be here at school. They get upset when they have to leave. They like being here at the community. They like growing their friends, but also you have to give appreciation to the teachers and the staff. They really make the kids love this community here, and that is just eye opening right there.
Yeah, that's really special. And well, you made a good point. I think all of us, as we're guiding our children through their education, we all bring with us our experiences from our own, growing up. And I think like the best possible thing that a parent can say is like, wow, I wish this had been around when I was growing up. Like this would have, opened so many doors for me. This would have solved so many problems. And that's this world of school choice we have now, right? That there's so many amazing schools that we just have to find the right fit.
Yes, exactly. And uh, coming from a small town over to a big city, that was overwhelming at first. But again, doing that, the externship and being introduced to this type of community really opened my eyes and then saw the potential for my daughter to grow. And I only want the best for her. And being in this community right here really uh, shows me the options and how to continue that progress for her.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing you mentioned in the post is it seems like at each season of the year, there's a special activity or festival or tradition or like like different clubs or sports have their special like tournaments or performances. And so I was wondering, do you have any particular favorites or the ones you've seen happen recently?
So my favorite time of the year and tradition here at Shepherd is doing Ramfest. Um, it's cool to just see the community come back together. That we go through the whole year. It gets stressful. We're towards the end of the school year. People are just like, "Oh, I need a breather. I need a break." But that one event right there just brings us back together and just show that we are a big family. And it's also amazing to see the alumni that come back and help support during that event. That it just shows you how much of an impact Shepherd has had on previous students, previous families, that they want to stay connected and come together and rejoice and just have a day where we can just be stress free and just have fun and just remember that to take a break and enjoy the little things in life and be positive. And
Yeah.
I that festival. So
Yeah. No, that sounds like a great like that captures the culture of the school, right? It's like
oh
it's forming these bonds. Well, I want to ask. Okay, so we talked about campus traditions, and you've talked about how you got to know Shepherd of the Hills. It was through your externship at the culinary school, but there was kind of there must have been a kind of a moment there where like it clicked for you and you realized how special this place was. Do you have advice for families who are doing a school search and like and they're trying to kind of do that gut check of like is this the right school? How do I know?
Honestly, I think the best thing to do for students and teachers looking for a job and families to finding a home is to come visit. It we can only say so much through words, but honestly, walking through, doing the tour through the campus, you can just see the positive energy throughout the school. There's joy, there's laughter, there's just drive in the children's eyes. Like, you don't see people just sleeping or wanting to go home or that. Like, people are really engaged here. And so when I tell people about Shepherd, I tell them always just come do a walkthrough. And there's Lauren Foskey. She's an amazing admissions counselor. And she comes not only from that position, but she's also a parent here. So it just speaks volumes on what is introduced here at the school. And when people actually get to see it, you know, we're a small community, but we have such a big impact on these children's futures and so on and so on. Even after here, high school, college, and them coming back with their own kids, it like I said, it speaks volumes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, I wanna make sure before we close out that people know how to reach, how to get in touch with Shepherd of the Hills, but, I don't wanna rush you because I feel like you have, like, so many great stories to share. Like, do you have any other, like, kinda, like, closing thoughts or, like, anecdotes that you wanna share?
Just when everybody is looking for their kids' future and everything like that, really look into the programs. I'm just one puzzle piece here at the school, and I'm doing my best to leave my footprint here and also have an impact on the students, whether it's coaching the culinary class or just seeing me and my staff's passion here in the kitchen, um, to really look at the guidance and opportunities that they have here at Shepherd. And yeah, I mean, I feel like it's important. The kids' futures, we have more opportunity and more resources now, and this is a stepping stone and a very good tool to help build that for somebody's students or somebody's children.
Yeah, yeah. Well, great. Okay, well, I got my banners queued up. Lauren coached me about what to post. So, but just to, I want to encourage everybody like click through and you can read all of Jerrel's posts in on the SD Short blog. But if people want to go directly, Shepherd of the Hills Lutheran School, the website is shlutheran.com. Can you double check this for me? I got a phone number. It's 210-614 3741. And I'm reading it out loud for folks on the podcast who might not be able to see it on screen. And then the locate we haven't even talked about the campus that much, right? But it's kind of in the medical center area, right? And you'll have a big new gym facility.
Yes, great facilities getting built. I know for our program through all the sports with the new gym, the office spaces. It's going to open up more opportunity for the kids and the staff and just help Shepherd move in the right direction. We're really excited about the new facility. And like I said, our community is growing, and we hope people come and join and grow with us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think Jarrell's advice is excellent, which is like a really great way to get to know a school is to schedule a tour and get to see it for yourself. And so that's why we've got the contact info up on the screen. It's in the blog post. And I really appreciate you sharing your story because it's one thing for me to say, okay, this is what type of school it is, this is where it is, this is what grade levels, right? Like up through 8th grade, yada yada. But like for you to share, like it's just your passion comes through about how much you enjoy what you're doing, how much you enjoy being able to support the students you're coaching and that you're cooking for, and then and just how this is benefiting your daughter, because that's what this is really all about.
Oh yes, absolutely. Honestly, like I said, this this is what kept me in San Antonio, right? Being part of the Shepherd family. Honestly, me and my family, I, we consider living in San Antonio after the military, but this really set foundations up for the future, and we're really excited, not for all the experiences that we've had, but also for what's to come in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Coach Jerrel, it's been great talking to you, and I appreciated getting this insight into, life at Chipper the Hills, and also like this your, wonderful career path going, from the military and then now serving students. It's really important work.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, take care. Have a great evening.
You too.